Hey, Studio Fit family. Um, just wanted to share with you just a little snippet of a couple of pieces of a seminar that we did earlier this year. We did a Win Your Morning, Win Your Day. And while this isn't the whole seminar, this is just kind of a snippet of a couple of the slides that we used in that seminar. And I just want to share them with you as kind of a starting point for some of the stuff we're going to be pumping out here, and to kind of get your attention on maybe some life improvement type stuff and some personal development type stuff that we're firm believers in, and hope you enjoy it. But basically, as you know, it's our mission to um, to help our community improve their lives through fitness, so using fitness as that jumping off point. And we've always thought that that's a great point to start, and use that as to move to bigger and better things, so to speak, using that as the baseline. And that always fitness, and using fitness as being an important part of your life, teaches you so many other things: goal setting and reaching goals, and self-improvement, and all those different things that go along with a consistent fitness regimen. And excuse me, one of the things we added to kind of our mission was to focus on the results and dedicate yourself to the consistency, which is so important. The clients that we see in the studio that make market improvements over time are always consistent, always getting to their sessions, focused on what they want to create, what they want to do, whether it's they want to get in really good shape, or they just want to feel better, look better, have more energy, be able to keep up with their grandkids, whatever their reasons are, whatever their why is, which is really important, which we stress a lot. um, that they focus on the result they're looking for, but they got to dedicate yourself to the consistency, because you can really never go wrong being consistent. Anybody that's ever accomplished some big goal has always been consistent in getting there. So we want to impress upon you the importance of making sure you dedicate yourself to that consistency. One of the systems that we use in our businesses and personally, and we've kind of inculcated this into our lives, is called RPM, and it's called the results planning method. And this has become a really important part of both our corporate culture and personally. That basically we kind of take a second before we start anything, and we kind of look at what kind of results that we're trying to create. So we kind of envision the end result first, um, and then we look at what our purpose is. And our purpose basically relates to how committed we are internally to getting something done. And then we create a massive action plan to get that done. And so that's kind of a three-step process. But when you look at the results first that you're trying to gather or trying to gain, um, you have a tendency to continue on. When things get tough, you look at your why, right? That's the result. You look at your why. That reverts back to your commitment level and how committed you are in doing something. And then you go back to your action plan, which is, looking at fitness might be make my 3 sessions this week, or get my cardio in after my sessions, or spend my days off getting some cardio in, or whatever that plan that you've put together with your coach are. Basically, that's the 3 steps. And if you kind of look at doing this, kind of look at this system, and we'll dig a little deeper in this in a couple of other seminars. It's really a powerful system, not only to you manage your own life by, but also if you manage anybody professionally, or have a team that you work with, or have some certain results that you're looking for. In our team meetings, we kind of sit back and say, okay, what result are we looking for first? So everybody gains an understanding what the end result is, what we're looking for, and then move on to how committed we are. If we're not committed, if we're not on a scale of 1 to 10, if we're not in that 8, 9, or 10 range commitment level, we kind of back off and wonder why we're not at that higher level. If we just can't get to that higher level, then maybe it's something we shelve for a little while, because having a high commitment level obviously is very important. And then create that massive action plan to move everything forward. So this is a key to a lot of the seminars that we put out, and a key to when Julie and I look at kind of our lives, and when I'm talking to other business folks, we use this, what's called a pyramid of mastery. And basically, these 7 different aspects of your life, anything that you're doing in your life can kind of fit into one of these slots. We've got relationships here, we've got emotions, we've got our mission or our career, we've got our finances, we've got time. But if you notice the bottom part of that pyramid, The bottom part, the foundation, is built on your physical body, because if you don't have your health, it's very difficult to do these other things on this list. You know, we try and press upon everybody that walks in the studio that you got to make that commitment to your physical body. You've got to take care of your physical body. And right now, especially, we're seeing things happen that that it makes it all that more important to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. So that physical body comes first, and then emotions and meaning and relationships, our time management, which is very, very important. If we're not managing our time correctly, it's tough to get some of these other things taken care of. Obviously, our career or our mission, our finances, which are very, very important, how we take care of ourselves and our family, and then how we contribute, and our spirituality, obviously a very important piece of the puzzle of all those things fitting together. So what we like to do is kind of take a look at where we're at in those different categories, in those 7 different categories. And we've created a sheet here, and we can put this sheet out so that you guys can have a copy of it. You can print it off. Just kind of where you're at. You can kind of judge or make a determination about where you're at on a scale of 1 to 10 in each of these 7 categories. Now, the important part of this is, as you look at those different things, and maybe your spirituality is way up there on an 8, but your finances are a 4, or maybe your time management is a 6, but you're having some emotional, you know, maybe dealing with some depression or some anxiety or something like that. Maybe that's a 4. You know, you can kind of scale where you're at with those things, set some goals on where you would like to be with them, but the thing you want to really pay attention to is not trying to take on too much at one time. So we suggest, and this is what we work on, both corporately and personally, is we take no more than 3 of these aspects of our lives on at one given time. And we kind of chop it up into quarters. So we may say at the beginning of the quarter, we may say, hey, I really want to press hard on my physical body this quarter. I want to add some things to it. Maybe I want to add some cardio in. I've been adding some more cardio in at this time frame of what I'm doing, and noticing that my resting heart rate has come down by about 10 beats per minute, which is pretty substantial over the last couple of months. So kind of watching that. So obviously my heart's gotten a little healthier, which is a nice aspect of that. Lost a little weight along the way too, which is great. So you may want to work on our relationships, maybe a date night, maybe some of those things that you can do to work on your relationship. But we take 2 or 3 maximum, and over time, over that time period, work on them. And you may get to the end of that quarter. We do it by quarters just because it's an easy dating period. We can kind of sit down again and see where we're at. You may get to the end of that quarter, and maybe you've been working on your finances and you've got some goals set, and you just haven't gotten to where you want to go or gotten things scheduled the way you want them scheduled, and you just press on through the next quarter and work on that same thing. But the key is to not work on too much at one time, because then nothing gets done. So you want to take 1 or 2 or 3 of these things and work on them at that time. So, but we can have that sheet for you, so you can take a look at it, and you can print it out and you can use it in your own life. So the gist of all that is that we're going to be talking about some of this stuff in some of our seminars, and we'd love for you guys to you know, ask any questions, get involved, seeing what you'd like to do. If we can help you with your goals, any of those goals, help you move things along, we'd love to be able to help you. And you know, when you can get to a mastery of those 7 things, and you know, I've studied people for years that have become successful, and not just in a monetary level by far, but on kind of the rounded successful life. When you see them mastering a large portion of those different things in that pyramid, life becomes a lot better. I mean, just simply put, life becomes better. You know, I like the phrase, "You're living your best life," and I like the thought process of living your best life. I liken it to going to a great restaurant and sitting down and having a fantastic meal. And then if you've ever done this, the waiter will come out and say, hey, you got to have the pecan pie. Okay, our specialty is pecan pie. You say, oh God, I'm stuffed, I can't, you know. No, you got to have this. So they bring you out a piece of pecan pie and a couple of spoons, and you share that pecan pie. And it is the most fantastic pecan pie you've ever had in your life. So of course, the next time you're talking to your friend, you go, I went down to Marker 107 and had this fantastic meal. The meal was great, but the pecan pie, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. You got to go. You got to go have that. And that's what living your best life is like. That's that pecan pie. And when you have it, you want to share it with people. And that's what we want to do here at Studio Fit. And we want to help you to move things forward in the categories that you'd like to move forward in. So we'd love to have you join along. We'll be putting more of this stuff out. If you have any questions, we are always available. You can text us, you can hit us on Facebook, you can email us, whatever you'd like to do. And we're here to help. So more stuff to come. And we look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Take care.